Okay, I want to talk about template browser and templates. So it's a great, super fast way to access your queries that you use all the time. Let's say there's a query that, someone's emailing you about, different business partners are saying, "Hey, can you look this up? Can you pull this?" If there's something that you use frequently every day or throughout the day, you want to have easy access to that, right? So you can save your queries down in File Explorer, somewhere where you can access it pretty quickly. Or what I prefer is to use Template Browser here. So what Template Browser is, it's a way for you to save down queries or different kind of scripts that are easily accessible in this template view, in this browser view. So I have one here saved now where I'm going to right click it, and instead of open, I'm going to click edit, and I'll tell you why soon. But here's a query, and let's say that I use this frequently, right? I want to keep it in this template browser so I can quickly access it, right? So if I were to reset this, let's say that I open up SQL Server and then I go to View and I do Template Explorer, and I would highly recommend you learn this hotkey shortcut, Control Alt T. Control Alt T, quickly open it up. I have my folder here that I've called Quick Queries. I have my template underneath that where I'm going to start saving all of my queries that I have high use of. So I want to also talk about real quick how I called it exclamation point quick queries. That special character is going to eventually, when I refresh this program, it's going to push it all the way to the top. Just a preference thing. You don't have to have that, but I like putting that there so it'll just automatically default to the highest position up here when I refresh this program. So I've called it quick queries. I have the template here. And now you might ask yourself, well, what's the difference between opening up File Explorer and just queuing up a query right there? But I like this because maybe you have 10 scripts here and you want to easy access them. To me, this is my preferred way. It might be faster to go through File Explorer for you, but for me, this is much quicker. And then to supercharge this, I like to click Edit. And when you click Edit, the one thing that it does differently instead of Open, if you notice up here, you have when you click open, it just calls it a new generic query name, SQL Query 19 up here. But when you click edit, it calls it by its template name. So active current, and if you have 7 tabs up here, right, that you're working on, it's much easier to reference a title name up here in this tab than it is a generic SQL name. I can't tell you how many times I've, trying to go back to a query that I've been using and I just got to click through these different tabs. Maybe you have 7 up here and you're just trying to find the query that you always go to. So I like doing edit, and that's going to keep the name of your tab up here. Now, when you click edit, you can change this, right? So let's say I have this query and maybe I just make a small change to it and I notice that I'm constantly using that change. So maybe I decided that I want to speed up this query. I'll get into what this code does another time. But maybe I'm saying, you know what, I'm adding this every single time. So instead of adding these 2 lines here, I'm just going to save, right? So file, save, or obviously Control S. Now you have that saved. So when you open it up again, I click edit again, and now I have those 2 lines saved there, and I can just run it as is. So I would say that this is a huge, I would say, enhancement for me. If you like it, use it. If not, carry on with File Explorer. But to me, I wanted to point this out because it's a super quick way to gain access to high touch queries where maybe you have different folders. For me, I have my other systems and my other computer. I have um, I have queries and I have tables, right? So maybe there's a folder here that has a lot of tables that I use to query. And then maybe I have another folder here where it's just scripts, where it's just pulling certain scenarios versus tables. So I like to keep that separate just because I sometimes like to call, if I have a folder here that's for tables, SQL tables, maybe I'll call that, you know, tables. And then underneath that, I'll have the name of the table so I can quickly pull up those tables and see what's going on with those and what data is in there. So this is a quick one, guys. I wanted to share this with you. I like this a lot. If you do, awesome, use it. If not, there's plenty of other things to use in this program that we can talk about. So thank you very much.